I spent 18 months in a spiritual cult. My name's Bronwyn Jane. I'm a psychic medium and the founder of the Psychic Mediumship College. At the time, I didn't think it was that. I was looking for a teacher and found a teacher in a community, and I developed friendships within it. But over time, what I realized was that there was a lot of rules to be in this community. And if you didn't conform, there was severe retribution to those that challenged the status quo, challenged the leader, the guru. There was consequences to question anything. The universe has a system. First, it touches you with a feather. Then it chucks a rock at you to get your attention, and then it hits you with a truck. I knew, based on everything that had said to me, that I had teacher energy in me. Even from a kid, I knew it. Didn't know how it was going to show up because I'd already rejected the idea of being a school teacher. But it kept showing up. And in this spiritual space, it continued to show up. My first mentor always said that I was going to be a teacher, and I always rejected it. That was the feather. I had other people, peers, asking me to show them what I did, wanting me to teach them, their friends. That also was a rock. In this spiritual community that then ended up being a cult, it showed up there too, where people would ask me to teach them things. I never did. Just like when I was getting touched by the universe with the feather with my original first mentor, the reason why I said no then, and the reason why I kept saying no, is that I had this belief system in me that if I did that, somehow I was being disloyal to my teachers. And so I would never do it. So the universe kept chucking rocks at me. Then they'd had enough with me, the universe. I was like, we need to hit her with a truck because otherwise she's not going to do it. They knew I was stubborn. And so that's what they did. And the illumination of this cult appeared. And I realized where I was. I was still not going to leave. I saw all the red flags. I saw all the restriction, everything that was happening to everyone else. But I still stayed. I'm not a quitter. No matter how bad it is for me, I don't quit, even when I should. So the universe took it off me. Funny that. If you won't do what they want, they take things off you. So they took it off me. They took the friends off me. They took the community off me. And I was banished because I went against the golden rule of the cult. I questioned the leader, the teacher. I questioned what they were doing, whether it was right or not. I questioned their ethics. As any guru with power responds, they would not have it. And so therefore I was banished. And everyone in the community was told to have nothing to do with me. And if they did talk to me or even be connected on socials with me, they also would be banished. That was the rules. And so that's what happened. I was kicked out of the community because I questioned the leader's ethics. And in one day, 20 people that I considered my friend turned their back on me. And every time an individual did that, it was like a stab at me. They would come to me, some of them, and say, we want to keep learning from them. And we can't be your friend if we want to keep learning from them. And so they made choices. Then I was on my own. I didn't know what to do or how I was going to maneuver through the next few days and weeks. I was really hurt, really upset. I'd lost a community. I'd lost friends. I'd lost a teacher. I'd lost foundations in the spiritual aspect of who I was at that point in time. I didn't want to lose the spiritual part of me, though, because I had been working on integrating that for years, and it was finally starting to feel like it was there. Not fully, but starting to be there. So I made a decision that I was going to really lean into this, commit to the work. And so I stopped doing what I was doing. I had an online business selling cosmetics. I used to be a banker. I decided I was going to fully commit to this. And so I did. I decided to do this full time and read. And then as I was doing that more and more, I got this urge to start writing what I knew, creating online programs. And I did. And the more that I did that, which was my purpose, and at the point when I started, I didn't realize, the more that the universe moved everything out of the way for me. They brought into my world a new teacher. One of the best, if not the best in the world, became my mentor. And I worked with her and continued to work with her. Years later, she's now a friend. Was this easy? No, because as I pulled out and started to go on my own, like any good cult, they're not going to let that happen easily. And so whilst I was creating this new life for me, they were trying to destroy it. So I had this new teacher. They did whatever they could to destroy that relationship. They would contact her, say things that weren't true, try and take that off me. Everything that I tried to lean into, they tried to take it off me. They didn't want me in part of their community, but I wasn't allowed to be in this space. They wanted me gone, no matter what. They publicly bullied and harassed me and my family for over 4.5 years. But what happened as that occurred was that the universe gave me the strength and the opportunities to grow and live with purpose. And so I had this amazing spiritual teacher. Then the universe gave me the most amazing support mechanism and mentor so I could lean into the teaching and create the college. I had a business mentor. When I first committed to doing this as a teacher and writing out my very basic courses, started with 1 student, and then in the first year I had 20. Once I got my mentor and that community, that 20 went to 70. The following year was 208. And then almost 400. When you're on purpose, flow occurs. The universe moves everything out of your path. All this other stuff was still happening. The public, I'm going to say persecution, being called names publicly, attacked, lies told about me, was all still happening by the cult. But over here, the universe was getting me to go where I needed to go. And this is the story of how the college came to be. It's about following our purpose. When we're on purpose, everything else moves to the side, no matter how much it's trying to pull you down, distract you. Stay connected to your why you exist. And when you stay connected to your why you exist, you will have the momentum and the energy to achieve what you're meant to achieve, to change the lives that you're meant to, and create the lasting legacy of why you came here, why you incarnated. I'm a perfect example of that. I've only scraped the surface of what that 4.5 years looked like. It was intense. There were moments where I didn't want to continue. But the universe gave me exactly what I needed to get where I am. Act on the feather. Maybe the rock. Do not wait for the truck. Listen to the universe and how they're trying to guide you now to where you need to be.